Welcome back, viewers at home. You're still tuned in right here on INX Prime Channel 345. Now, this evening, I am joined by Barba Gaoganediwe, who is the Chief Destination Marketing Evangelist at Gauteng Tourism Authority. Now, with over 2 decades of experience in strategic communications and marketing, Barba has been at the forefront of branding and promoting Gauteng as a leading destination both in South Africa and globally. Now, today, we'll be diving into his extensive career, his role in promoting Gauteng as a premier destination, and getting the inside scoop on some exciting upcoming events, including the Gauteng Tourism Month launch and the grand opening of Koki Kamala's boutique in Sandton City. Mr. Barba, welcome to INX Prime. Good evening.
Good evening. Thanks for having us. Quite excited to be here and looking forward to a bumper Tourism Month. It's spring. I hope the weather will behave, but we're quite excited.
As we all say, spring has sprung, and we're just waiting for the 1st of September to affirm that for us. Now, taking a look at your career, can you tell us a bit about how it all began and what led you to now, being a part of, Gauteng Tourism Authority?
Oof, yeah, it's been a while. So, yeah, man, started actually in the journalism space and I was asking very telling questions, and the people I was interning and asking them couldn't answer, and then I decided I must just find a way of helping how to answer. Okay. And then I switched over into the other side and been working extensively in development communications. Worked in Northwest in the Office of the Premier, worked at the Department of Health. So I was part of the team that actually pioneered the district health model, which is the backdrop of the now national health insurance that is causing a lot of hoo-ha, but went extensively to look at the local model of healthcare in Cuba, among others, to look at the barefoot doctors and how they have been able to distribute primary health care practitioners to the rest of the world, and then came back, joined the Gauteng Economic Development Agency. At the time, we were just starting mega projects, exciting building of the Gautrain, building of the strategic economic infrastructure project of the Blue IQ back then, the Mandela Bridge, Cradle of Humankind, World Heritage Site, the Innovation Hub. It was busy. Apart from Dubai, the highest number of cranes in Africa were here in Gauteng.
Hear them all the time.
building all these skyscrapers. So quite excited that I played a role at the time, and we hosted till today the most successful FIFA World Cup. Here I was at the center of the media relations for that program, hosted international media, and we launched Brand Gauteng. It starts here. We wanted an identity that is beyond just government, because Brand Gauteng, it's actually an expression of the entire Gauteng. Just to say our own NY, when people say that when they are born in Matatiele or when they are born in Denville, they can't wait to come to Gauteng. And this is the inspirational destination that one had a chance of actually pioneering its brand and continue to be doing this work. Quite grateful to the provincial government for allowing me to do what I like. I really enjoy service the people of Gauteng. It's a task we don't take for granted. We appreciate it with all humility, and working together, we can really grow Gauteng.
That is quite an extensive journey. But looking at your current role, I believe that you are the Chief Destination Marketing Evangelist, and you are someone who uses the key pillars like that of innovation, lifestyle, and entertainment in shaping this Gauteng brand. I want to know from you, what does a regular, typical day look like?
Actually, I'm one who is I'm allergic to formality, to the routine and typical bureaucracy. So they are formally calling me the head of destination marketing and communication. I said, that is too formal. I'm an evangelist. I preach, I propagate the destination story, I share, I inspire, and So the day starts mainly looking at what is happening around the world. What are other cities doing? Those that are ahead of us in the time zones. I basically look at the entire world. You'll probably find 5 screens on in front of me, looking what is happening in the Middle East, look what is happening at the peak of the West Africa, which is a key source market for us. Look what is happening in socials. I have a teen daughter, so she also keeps me abreast with TikTok and related stuff. So I really take inspiration from innovation. I take inspiration from the millions of young people in South Africa who continues to see hope and continues to innovate, whether it's in their dances. There's just so much that happens in the country, but we take it on strides and we continue to exude that confidence, whether it's in our music, whether it's in our fashion, whether it's in our lifestyle, whether we interact with internationals. You can't even really see the difference because the world has moved on. And city regions like Gauteng, where fashion, music, lifestyle, and all of these things are an integral part. Issues around religion, religious tourism, among others. We have some of the biggest mosques here in Johannesburg and in Gauteng. So this is a sporting mecca. Just tomorrow, one of the greatest rivalries in rugby world will be happening right here at Emirates Park in Johannesburg. People will be able to jump into the trains, Gautrain and our light blue train. I don't know what we call this new Prasa train, so maybe people can give us new names for them. So yeah, that's the typical day. We get inspired. There's every day there's something happening in Gauteng, so you need to be in tune. You need to be finding opportunities, how to leverage that. Ultimately, we must be able to dial it back to the hosting communities that we are servicing, who should be the primary beneficiaries of a growing tourism and visitor economy in Gauteng. They should see themselves in the work that we do. People in Vilakazi Street, as we always say, when somebody steals a bag from a visitor or a tourist, they will be the first one to actually apprehend that rogue and hand them over to the police because they have seen the benefits of tourism in their own lives. They've been able to send their kids to school with the proceeds from tourism. Their street is now declared by UNESCO a World Heritage Site as part of the Mandela legacy. So we continue to wake up every day working for them so that they can see and reap the benefits of a growing visitor economy in Gauteng. Imagine if Gauteng works, South Africa will work and Africa will really prosper.
Now, we know that most times people are not very welcoming to change because they are scared of the idea of identity being stripped away, especially when you're welcoming trends and what's happening around the globe. And I think this leads me to my question in terms of how do you ensure that your marketing strategies are effectively, applied and also help capture the essence of what makes and keeps Gauteng unique?
The DNA of this province and this destination, which, by the way, we call it Gauteng City region, which moves beyond the geographic boundaries from Hammanskraal to the Vaal. We have everything to do with Witbank, with Potch, with Rustenburg. So it's an economic block. Therefore, one of our key offerings and a position we pride ourselves is that we are a very inclusive destination. We appreciate all the denomination. We appreciate everybody in their unique form. We might not have the mountains, we might not have the oceans, but what we definitely have in abundance, which is our new goal, is 15.5 million people in this province. No one else in the other 8 provinces have numbers that comes even closer to what we have here, united in their diversity, in their spaces, in their churches, in their mosques, in their restaurants, eating their food, in their fashion attire, in their hustle and bustle, going to look for opportunities and still going out as net exporters of domestic travel to KZN, to the Eastern Cape, to Makufe and other spaces that are there. So we are not just looking and domicile, looking into our own as Gautengers. Gauteng accounts to over 34% of South Africa's GDP, just under 6% of Africa's GDP. Therefore, a working, open, responsible Gauteng serves very well for South Africa. So, united in our diversity, it's part of who we are. We embrace our constitution and we continue to propagate this. So as we go to world shows all over the world in these trade shows, part of what we trade with is a cosmopolitan city regions. People that are coming here, those are looking for opportunities, setting up their businesses or traveling, they will be able to get a Chinese tour guide. They will be able to get somebody who speaks Hindu here in Gauteng, and that makes it easy. It eases the cost of doing business, and it makes visitation much more enjoyable, and that's what we pride ourselves. We continue to teach our tour guides in many language program. We continue to empower even our caddies at golf courses as they hit the balls and show you where is part 3 or any of those, to be able to tell you, by the way, next door it's the Soweto Hotel and the like. So our strategies are not just targeted at the internationals and what we provide there. We are really also focusing on the people of Gauteng yourselves, so that when your relatives and friends, which is the highest number of marketing segments in tourism that visits us, because a lot of people are not born from here, so you come from different walks of life across, not just South Africa, across the continent. So when your relatives visit you, we empower you with information so that you don't become a boring host.
Yeah.
You are able to take them to other attraction except going to Sandton and have a very expensive steak. You must be able to take them to markets where they are able to get food, and food that represents our diversity.
Now, speaking about attractions, Gauteng attractions, I believe that there is an upcoming event called the Gauteng Tourism Month launch and the grand opening of Koki Kamala's boutique. If you can tell us a bit about, you see, the Gauteng tourism in terms of what can attendees expect and how does it speak to, you know, launching this presence for Gauteng, and why in Orange Farm, and also some of the impacts that you're hoping to achieve in terms of, you know, showcasing local brands through the launch of the Koki Kamala's boutique in Sandton.
So of the top 15 biggest townships with the highest population in South Africa, 11 of them are in Gauteng. So Gauteng townships is the heart, soul beat of our tourism economy. We're going to Orange Farm tomorrow with MEC Maile to officially launch a bumper Gauteng Tourism Month program. But remember, also September is Heritage Month.
Yes.
We are coming from the backdrop of a declaration by UNESCO of some of our sites as part of the Mandela Legacy Heritage Site. As I'm speaking to you, Constitution Hill, the buildings in Pretoria, streets of Orlando West, including Vilakazi Street and Hector Peterson and Mama Winnie's space, back into Sharpeville, the Sharpeville Memorial, are now World Heritage Sites. That means these sites no longer just belong to Gauteng and South Africa, they belong to the people of the world. So as we mark Tourism Month, we also celebrate Heritage Month, and we are proud that during Heritage Month, we will be promoting these to the people of Gauteng, so that as these sites belong to the people of the world, Gautengers must take pride in them, protect and preserve them. So the part of what will be happening is the spin activity at Spin City in Orange Farm in a township where we have built a facility that can provide for safe spinning. As we know, some of these cars that are spinning are associated with stolen cars. And we are proud that the police and all the other stakeholders there have embraced us to build this facility. We hope this will be a model for how other townships can start formalizing these sports, and other partners like the Department of Sports can come in. But we're also excited by Yaya and the launch of the Koki Kamala stores. We, like I've said, we are a welcoming destination. International celebrities and global actors and actresses can't wait to come to Johannesburg, and Yaya will be part of that launch. Next week we'll be showing her around hopefully she will be able to touch base with her common human ancestry at the cradle of humankind. That's a place where everybody really need to go and touch base with their common humanness. And she will also be able to hop on a Joburg hop of bus and see the city from the top of the bus. Go and check new galleries that have just opened to embrace the artistry of this city. So as we mark Tourism Month, we will be having a lot of sports activities, a lot of market, a lot of food, a lot of color, determination, glare. And as such, we'll be using this to promote domestic tourism, encouraging Gautengs to be tourists in their own backyard so that when the internationals arrives here, they don't know much more than them about Vilakazi Street or these sites that have just been declared. So it's a bumper period, and we hope platforms like yourselves will also continue to share and spread the word that it's still cool to be a tourist in your own provinces. Domestic tourism, like we have seen during COVID, when there were no flights, when there were no internationals here, it continued to sustain our tourism base. So we really need to sustain this, and shining a spotlight on domestic tourism is what MEC Maile and the team will be driving and launching tomorrow.
Now, looking back at your extensive career and the work and the many projects you are part of, what would you like to see in terms of the future of Gauteng that speaks to your legacy, if I can say so, in terms of the contributions to the province itself, as well as for the future generations?
I really want to see a Gauteng that we all want to be, a real Gauteng, a place of gold. And we know there might be no gold underground, but harnessing these millions and millions of people as our new gold, a new gold in their own diversity, in their own form, in their creative space, in their media space, in their sports space, in their religion, everything. I want to see a better and a working Gauteng that is safe, a Gauteng that is open for investment, a Gauteng that pioneers regional economic integration, a Gauteng that is on par with major cities like your Shanghai's, New York, London, Melbourne of this world, but proudly African with a local focus that engenders global impact.
Mr. Barba, thank you so much for joining us this evening and sharing in beautiful insight when it comes to our beautiful Gauteng and beautiful hopes as well as beautiful projects that are coming up for Gauteng.
You're welcome.
Viewers at home, that was my conversation with Mr. Barba, sharing in the beauties that we sometimes tend to take for granted. Because, we're seeing the trees every day, but it's always nice and refreshing just to hear some of the beautiful projects that are underway in Gauteng and, the intended intentions for these projects and how it's here to harness our being, our roots and who we are, and just to connect us as the new gold, as Mr. Barba said. But that's where we close it off for now. Let's head over to a net break. See you when we come back.